I have owned this camera for 6 months now, and I have used it in enough situations to give my thoughts on what I like, what I don't like, and who I think this camera is for. I'm not going to go through the specs of this camera, as I'm assuming if you clicked on this video you are well aware of them already. If not, there'll be a link in the description of the Fujifilm website for you to check out. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about my background. I'm mainly a photographer, and I'm starting to get into video and video production. I shoot primarily street photography, a little bit of portrait photography, and I document my family. I bought this camera because I wanted to simplify my kit and have a hybrid camera that does both video and photos at a high level. Let's talk about what I love about this camera so far. First of all, ergonomics. Coming from an X-T4, when I first got my hands on this camera, I felt that it was way too big and bulky. It used to give me pain in my palms and thumb while using it for more than 20 minutes. After getting used to the way it feels and the new button layout, I can say it has grown on me really well. The way it sits in your hand is nice and easy. I don't like wearing a neck strap, so this is perfect for me. So a big plus for the ergonomics. Secondly, image quality. The image quality coming out of this stacked sensor is phenomenal. Cranking the ISO on this camera is no problem at all, as long as you keep it under 6400 ISO. The noise is very pleasing to the eye with no noticeable color noise. I used it in all kinds of situations and it performed flawlessly. Third is battery life. With my other Fuji cameras, I'm used to carrying 3 or 4 batteries at all times. Even my X-T4 that uses the same battery as the XH2S, I found it runs out much more quickly. With this camera, I am confident just taking 1 extra battery with me and it will last me the whole day. This obviously depends if you're shooting video or not. The fourth thing that I love is the video quality. With shooting options like these in video, it's hard not to love the video coming out of this camera. It can shoot 4K 120 and 6.2K open gate, which allows you to crop and play around with in post. The video quality is excellent and up there with the best of them. Autofocus. Fujifilm have struggled in this department for a very long time, getting left behind by the likes of Sony and Canon. With the XH2S, they have really stepped their game up. While not flawless, it is really good, plenty enough for my needs. Build quality. The build quality is very solid with weather sealing and heavy materials. I haven't been babying it either, and it's held up very well on all my travels and heavy use. Like with any camera, there are things that I hate about this camera. First of them is price. The price of this camera is absolutely ridiculous, especially for an APS-C camera. Here in Australia, it's around $3,000. You can get a full frame body for this price. Secondly, the look is pretty ugly in my opinion. It's very bulky and big, especially for a crop sensor body. Pretty much looks like a brick. And finally, the joystick. The new joystick I find very annoying and hard to use and hard to reach. I have medium sized hands and it gets annoying to move it around and it cramps your thumb. Definitely not a fan of that. I prefer the joystick on the XT cameras. Alright, who is this camera for? If you're someone looking for a true hybrid camera that is fully loaded on specs, both for video and for photos, I would not hesitate to recommend this camera if you can afford it. If you're primarily a photographer, there is better cameras out there that your money will get better use of. But if you're leaning towards the video side more, this is the perfect camera for you. That's all I have for you today. If you have found this video helpful in any way, I would appreciate it if you give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Thank you for watching and keep shooting.